Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to break down my Poshmark strategies, what I do to help me make sales and figure out what it is that is selling on the platform and what's selling for me and how I'm able to come close or reach or surpass my financial goals for the month by using Poshmark. Now, I definitely look to other tools besides Poshmark in order to figure out what it is that's working for me, how I can improve my sales, some strategies that I use. So I'm actually going to be doing like a split screen kind of thing. I'm going to be talking to you, but then also sharing my screen and walking you through the different steps that I take to see what's working for me. I'll share with you the tools that I use and how I kind of game plan for sourcing and selling and all that kind of fun stuff. So first things first, we're going to take it over to the shared screen and show you what I kind of do to start off the beginning of the week. So today's Sunday. This is the day that I kind of deep dive. I see what sold over the last 5 to 7 days. Is there a trend happening? What do the price points look like? And kind of go from there. So we're going to move it over to the shared screen. All right, everyone. So I'm going to just go to my sales page. And I'm just going to take a quick little look at all the things I've sold over, let's say, the last 7 days. So I'm going to go up to the top here on Poshmark where there's a little calendar. And we'll go from May 15th to today. And we're going to apply. And this is going to pull up all of my sales that have happened over the last week. So I'm going to start from the bottom and then work my way up. Now, I will note that the reason these sales that you're seeing here from this bundle sale that happened, actually, no, the bundle's not part of this, from the Anna Sue blouse up to this J. Crew dress, these were all offers to likers that I had sent out. So what I did on Sunday and Monday of last week is I came up to, I went into my closet and I basically broke it down by categories. And let's say I went to dresses and I looked through all of my dresses and I made a decision based off of what the cost of goods were to send very aggressive offers. So what did that mean for me? That meant I sent offers that that looked like, I don't know, about 40 to 45% off, and every single offer had free shipping. That is how I was able to accumulate from the solid and stripe high-rise bottom all the way up to this J. Crew sheath dress. That's how I was able to get these sales. Now, I will note that not all of these had free shipping on them. This one had free shipping. This one did not have free shipping. This one had free shipping. This one did not have free shipping. No free shipping. J. Crew did have free shipping. People ended up countering back. And this is kind of one of my strategies. So what I do is I may send an aggressive offer or what it seems like to be an aggressive offer to the buyer, and it starts a negotiation process. It's actually one of my biggest tactics when it comes to selling on Poshmark. I use Poshmark VA. So I go into Poshmark VA basically weekly. I go under actions and I do send bulk offers. I generally send between 20 and 25% bulk offers. Typically, I will do $5.95 shipping, but once a month I do free shipping, and I just send that out to everyone in my closet. I don't set limits or anything because I always give myself that buffer. Now, that process alone always results in some sort of sale. It may not be a ton, but it does result in a sale, and it's just a way to get the conversation started. For example, the Kate Spade dress that you saw on screen, that dress was a negotiation process. I believe I had a price at $100. I sent an offer of $70 and free shipping. And the buyer came back and said, listen, I really need this dress. I really want it. It's for a wedding coming up, but I can't go any higher than $55. Will you take it? Yeah, I'm going to take it because I'm not eating shipping costs and it's still within my bottom line. So don't be afraid to send offers. Use them to your advantage. Think of creative ways to have a sale, right? Poshmark doesn't allow us the option to have a sale like eBay does, but you can make your own sale. And this is just one way to do it. Very similar to what retailers do online is they have like a site-wide 30% off and free shipping kind of thing. Think of it the same way. Use that tool, whether you have Posh or VA or not, it doesn't matter. You can still use this tactic. Now, the second thing that I want to bring up is I said that I went to specific categories within my closet. What I did specifically was I went into My Reseller Genie and I pulled specific reports. Now I will link up here my last video where I talked about how I do this, how I go into My Reseller Genie and pull specific category reports and kind of go through that and see what's what, should I be sending offers on these items, all that kind of stuff. So I will link that so you can watch that after this video and get an idea of how I use My Reseller Genie for that. I'm not going to walk through the steps here because I just did a video. So that's how I figured out what categories I needed to send aggressive offers out and kind of get them some things moving. What ended up happening is with all these sales coming in, very like other platforms, as sales start coming in and there's some traction on your site and there's interactions happening, you get little boosts within the algorithm. This is just how it works on every algorithm type platform, is you get these little micro boosts here and there that just help you along. And some additional sales started coming in throughout the week by doing this. Now, as we go on in the week, so we're going to go back to the shared screen here, you'll see that I started to sell some additional items. Now, the Rag & Bone, the LK Bennett, and the opening ceremony were all part of that aggressive offers that I sent out, but I sent these offers out the next day. So the first half, these right here, I sent off on the Sunday, and then these blazers that sold were sent out on the Monday. So I did it in chunks, and this was strategic on my part. I did it in chunks so that every day I had a little bit of activity going. And throughout this week, I didn't source and I didn't list. I just relisted. That is all I did. My main focus was to move inventory. And I think it's so important to take this time when you're doing these actions to focus on moving inventory. Don't start to stockpile more things unless that's your motto. And if that is, and it works for you, that's great. That doesn't work for me. I need to have a constant flow of inventory moving out and then the flow of inventory coming in. So it's like this balance, right? This push-pull balance within the business. But sometimes the overflow is higher than the items going out. So when that happens, I got to bring it back and it's got to be balanced, right? It has to come back to equilibrium. So right now we're back in a place where we're a little more even. There's still a little more inventory than I would like compared to the inventory coming out, and that's just your sell-through rate. But I'm working on it. That was part of this process. So let's look at the overall sales, okay? So now if we look at all these things that have sold, I'm seeing a lot of dresses. I'm seeing a lot of, in that dress category, the skirts, all of that. I'm seeing more of a formal business type attire. We've got the vests, we've got the blazers. More dresses. We've got some denim. I always sell denim, so that's not a surprise to me. A fancier blouse. Not a lot of shoes. So we have only one pair of shoes that sold, I believe. Yep. A couple of bras. This was a reserved listing for a buyer. I sold a big bundle of Third Love bras to this individual. A couple pairs of leggings, a sweater, and this top. So it's a mix, but I would say that the overarching theme here is I'm selling a lot more of that formal dress skirt business attire. That's kind of what the theme has been over the last month, which makes sense. We've got weddings coming up. We've got graduations. We have proms. There's a lot of different things happening. People are having events. So it makes sense that these are the things that are selling. So how do I use this now when I'm sourcing? Or when I'm going out to source? What am I focusing on? Well, I definitely will come back to Poshmark and I want to look at the month at a glance so far, what's been happening. And while Poshmark does its thing, I'm going to scroll further down and I want to just take a look at all the different things that have sold. We've got some heels, we've got a blazer, dress, athletic wear. Okay, so it seems like that the majority of my sales kind of fall in very specific categories. I fall in the shoe category, jeans, formal business attire. We've got some boots selling. It's a healthy mix of these categories. A jumpsuit, And this gives me a really good idea of when I'm sourcing what I should be looking for. Do I look at brands? Yes, I'd be lying if I said I didn't look at brands. I definitely pay attention to what brands are selling. But I also like to stay within the categories that move for me. Do I sometimes venture off and try a different category? Of course. That's kind of the fun of reselling. But I think understanding your data and knowing what are the categories that work for you is the best thing you can do. So I have the visual piece of this and like looking through month to date, like what do my sales look like? What categories are actually selling? The second part of this is I do go into the tool that I use, which is My Reseller Genie, but you can use a spreadsheet. There's so many tools out there. And I look and I want to see what categories are actually working for me. So I will show you how I do this on My Reseller Genie and how I look at my categories and what categories are actually selling for me. Because sometimes seeing the actual data makes a big difference. So when you're on the My Reseller Genie dashboard, what you're going to do is you're going to go into sales. Now, I haven't updated this in a couple of days because I usually take the weekend off when it comes to updating my sales. But tonight, before Monday hits, I'll definitely update it. In the sales tab, you will see this profit and sales detail. If you come in here and select category, it's going to show you, so this is all time. So I need to come up here and change this to current month. So the current month inventory, it looks like by the data that jackets and coats are selling really well right now, dresses, shoes, and then pants and jumpsuits are in fourth place. This is pretty even keel to what I'm seeing in my Poshmark sales. This platform right now has my eBay and my Poshmark sales. It does not include anything from the Real. So, all right, I can see what the category looks like. Let's see which subcategories are performing well. And this screen can get a little overwhelming. So on this screen, we are seeing that mini dresses are doing well, really well. We've got blazers and jackets that are performing well, midi dresses, leggings, jumpsuits, loafers, and maxi. And what's this one? Puffer jackets. I sold a puffer jacket. You need to keep in mind, though, when you're looking at these numbers, that it goes by dollar amount. So if you sold one item that was valued, let's say it sold for $400, well, it's going to surpass all these other categories that are performing really well. So you really need to be mindful when you're looking at your data that just because puffer jackets may be a second category, subcategory that's performing well for you, you need to understand why that is. Well, I sold a puffer jacket on eBay for $150. So that makes sense that it's trending pretty high. But if I take that away, that's the only item that I sold in that category. So really, it's the mini dresses, it's the blazers, it's the midi dresses and the maxi dresses. So dresses in general, blazers, casual, business casual, and formal wear is what's performing well, with then shoes coming in as the next category. So that's how I just kind of get a good idea of what I should be doing before I go sourcing. I like to create a plan for myself for the week. So when I collect all this data on a Sunday or a Monday, I lay it all out in a notebook or notes, however you like to use it. And it gives me an idea of what I need to be focusing on when I'm in the thrift store. I think it's so important to have a plan when you go into the thrift store. Can you go in blindly and just have fun and source? Yes, absolutely. I cannot do that because I work a full-time job. I work a 9 to 5. This is my business that I run on the side, which takes up more than a part-time job. However, I really need to focus when I go into thrift stores. These are the aisles I have to go in. These are the categories I need to look at, and that's it. And then I got to get out because I have a life outside of reselling and outside of work. So these are just the different tools that I use to keep myself on task. Doing all of these things, will they guarantee sales for you? Well, no, because reselling has ebbs and flows. And just like retail has slow periods, so does reselling, and it varies for each person. If you're not in a clothing category, it's very likely maybe summertime is your thing because you sell a lot of things on Amazon that people are buying in the summertime. I mean, there are so many different facets to reselling. But I do think if you're paying attention to what moves for you in your store, it will do a wonder to your business. It will help you grow and improve. And if you do this day in and day out and create your plans, I think it just sets you up for success. Now, does Poshmark have its flaws? Yes. Is their search awful right now? Absolutely. But I do think that creating SEO, very descriptive descriptions and descriptive titles, and having clear, concise photos, using white backgrounds, doing everything that you can to get your listing out there is so important. I don't change anything about my Poshmark Closet. The only thing that I have changed to help me make sales right now is I'm listing more, I'm relisting more, and I'm doing community shares and follows. Those are the only three things. Now, is it a lot of work to be listing more and sourcing more? Yeah, it is. Can I sustain it? Probably not. But to relist using a tool like Poshmark VA, super easy for me to do. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind doing community shares and follows because I'm not doing anything. I have Poshmark VA that does it all. So do I think it's important for you to start changing your titles and doing all these things? Take it one step at a time. If you want to start changing things, do 5 listings at a time. Do 1 listing at a time. And then focus on the things that you have control of right now. Analyze your data, look at different ways that you can improve, and then move on. If you're not making a lot of money right now on Poshmark and you need some encouragement, or you're looking to like something that you can do to help bring those sales, go back to your listings, figure out what it is that's going on. Are you maybe selling in the wrong categories for your business? Should you be selling in different categories? Are you noticing that one category is performing really well, but you just don't have the inventory to sustain the sales coming in for it? Take some time to deep dive in that. Forget the sourcing. I know no one wants to hear it, but forget the sourcing and just focus on what you have. Move all that inventory out, all that stale inventory, and focus on better inventory for your business. I promise you it will make a huge, huge difference. So those are kind of my strategies and how I guess make Poshmark sales. But it's just what I have learned over my almost 4 years of selling on Poshmark is it's really important to just understand your business and kind of ignore everything else that's going on around you. I know it's so hard, and it's so hard not to source. It is almost impossible, but there are times you just need to take a step back, get things moving, and balance out the business. Have a good flow of inventory coming out and a good flow of inventory coming in, and it never really being too off balance. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel like you're more productive. It gives you a chance to take breaks, right? And just not have to be work, work, work all the time. And it allows you to really understand what your business plan is. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I hope that you take some time in your business to just figure out what works for you. Down below in the description, there are affiliate links to My Reseller Genie, Poshmark VA, Vendoo, all these different tools that I use. So check them out if you don't have these tools already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.